In a world where gods and mortals collide, a chosen hero, Theseus, rises to face an impending threat that could unleash unimaginable chaos. Get ready to be swept away in a world where myths come to life. In the ancient days, as the world dawned, celestial conflict erupted among the Immortals when they realized their capacity to kill one another. Amidst this celestial war, a potent artifact known as the Epirus bow slipped into the realm of humans. Those triumphant in the conflict ascended to godhood, while the vanquished, now known as the Titans, found themselves imprisoned within the craggy confines of Tartarus mountains. A young virgin oracle suddenly wakes up from her sleep. Her friends ask what she saw in her vision, and she explains that she witnessed King Hyperion setting the Titans free from their prison. She believes the king wants to find the Epirus bow to control humanity. At that moment, King Hyperion's massive army approaches the gates, and the king enters forcefully. He insists on seeing the oracle, but the priest tries to stop him, warning that he'll anger the gods if he continues. Hyperion asks the priest where the gods were when his child and wife were dying, despite his daily prayers. After not getting a satisfactory answer, he decides to burn the priest. He declares that he is determined to put an end to the rule of the gods. In a Greek village, Theseus lives with his mother, who hopes to have grandchildren from him. One day, the village guards ring the bells, and everyone gathers at the village center. Commander Helios reveals that Hyperion has taken over the Sibylline monastery, and his army is set to attack the village. To stay safe, they must all evacuate to Mount Tartarus, behind the Great Wall. As the villagers hurriedly leave, Theseus and other commoners are told to stay behind due to their lower status. This leads to a confrontation between Theseus and a soldier named Lysander. Theseus takes on 5 soldiers simultaneously and successfully takes Lysander as a hostage. Helios comes to talk and assures Theseus that the peasants will be safely taken care of the next day. After this, Theseus releases Lysander. Helios invites Theseus to join him, but Theseus declines, expressing that he doesn't trust them and believes they would abandon his people whenever they pleased. Helios then removed Lysander from his position and took away his weapons. Theseus went to his mentor, an elderly man who trained him, and shares that he prefers facing a swift death from Hyperion's army than a slow one in the village. The mentor encourages Theseus to stand up against evil. That night, the old man senses a presence and swiftly transforms into his true form as the god Zeus. His follower turned out to be his own daughter, Athena, who questions why he dedicates so much effort to guide Theseus. Zeus confesses that only Theseus has the potential to lead the human army against Hyperion, but it must be Theseus's own decision. After the army evacuated the high-blooded nobles, they left Lysander with other commanders to protect the peasants. However, Lysander cold-bloodedly murdered the commanders and hurried to join King Hyperion's command. Hyperion refuses to deal with the traitor, showing no interest in the women, weapons, and information Lysander offers. His sole concern is to discover the location of the oracle, as she alone knows about the Epirus bow. Eventually, Hyperion decides to spare Lysander under one condition. He commands his soldiers to remove Lysander's manhood, believing the world doesn't need more cowards like him to be born. The following day, Theseus searches for his teacher, but can't find him. He finds the tree where they used to train. To his horror, he sees his village in flames. Rushing to the scene, he discovers that Hyperion's army is attacking and killing the people who were left behind. Witnessing 2 soldiers threatening his mother, Theseus, filled with rage, fights fiercely to rescue her. Despite his efforts, he is eventually overwhelmed and pinned down by several men. King Hyperion cruelly takes a dagger and slits Theseus's mother's throat before his eyes. He orders his men to take Theseus to the salt mines as a slave. From Mount Olympus, the gods observe as Hyperion's army destroys every monastery in search of the bow. However, Zeus reminds the other gods of the rule that they cannot directly intervene unless the Titans are released. He warns them that assisting or interfering with humans will result in death as punishment. One day, the 4 oracles are captured and taken to the same prison where Theseus is held. The virgin oracle accidentally touches his legs and sees a vision of him standing with Hyperion amid the ruins of Greece. She then goes to the other prisoners and informs them that they must escape that night. During the evening, as the 4 oracles are performing their ritual, they are interrupted by the guards. In that moment, they successfully manage to kill the guards. 3 of the decoy oracles stay back to guard the virgin oracle from any pursuers. The virgin oracle Phaedra also frees Theseus and other prisoners, and they successfully escape from the prison. The next morning, Stavros, one of the escaped prisoners, spots a merchant ship. They all make a plan to steal it and head north to confront Hyperion once and for all. However, when they attempt to ambush the ship, they discover it's filled with Hyperion soldiers. A battle breaks out, and they find themselves greatly outnumbered. Despite Zeus ordering them not to interfere, Poseidon jumps into the sea to create a powerful tide that destroys anything in its path. The soldiers are blown away, along with the ship, and Theseus and his group are saved thanks to the oracle's visions. Later, Theseus asks Phaedra what else she has seen in her visions. She tells him that she saw a body, with Theseus holding the bow and embracing Hyperion. Theseus insists that he will never embrace Hyperion as he killed his mother. Phaedra suggests that they must give his mother a proper burial as her faith demands it. The group then heads back to Theseus' village. Meanwhile, Hyperion commands his soldier wearing the Minotaur helmet to pursue the Virgin Oracle. He also orders his other soldiers to ambush anyone in the village. After laying his mother to rest in the temple, Theseus bids his final farewell. He spots a large rock partially blocking the tomb and, as he strikes it with a hammer, he discovers the Epirus bow. Suddenly, he is confronted by the Minotaur. Meanwhile, his friends outside are surrounded by the ambush party. Theseus courageously battles the Minotaur man, and despite sustaining an arm injury, he triumphs over the bull, chopping off its head. Afterwards, Theseus emerges and employs the Epirus bow to eliminate the soldiers encircling his friends. After ensuring their safety, Theseus loses consciousness. When he wakes up the next morning, Phaedra is caring for his wounds. She explains that he was poisoned but is now out of danger. Both of them have developed feelings for each other, and they decide to be together. However, this choice causes Phaedra to give up her role as the Virgin Oracle, losing her power of vision. Later that day, Theseus, along with Phaedra, Stavros, and the monk, heads to Hyperion's camp to defeat him and put an end to his reign of suffering. They discover the place is empty, but the monk hears screams and quickly rushes to the bull idol. Phaedra discovers her fellow oracles are inside and have been burnt. She grieves for their pain. The monk, in anger, marches towards the guards without realizing it's a trap. Although Theseus and Stavros attempt to stop him, it's too late, and they quickly find themselves surrounded by the enemy. Theseus also loses the bow to a hyena. Ares, the god of war, appears and destroys the entire enemy surrounding them. Athena also appears and provides the men with 2 horses, urging them to rush to Tartarus to stop Hyperion. Much to their dismay, Zeus barges in from the skies, very displeased with his children. Athena quickly apologizes, but Ares tries to argue, making Zeus so angry that he whips him to his death. Zeus then turns to Theseus and warns him that no god will ever help him again, and that he is on his own. Hyperion and his men have already marched to the Great Wall of Tartarus. Hyperion asks Lysander about the place, the defenses, and the number of soldiers it holds, after which he simply dismisses him. The hyena from earlier approaches Hyperion and hands him the Epirus bow. The soldier with the bird's sight tells Hyperion how the gods appeared from above and slaughtered the men. He warns the king that this news would bring panic among men. Hyperion, now mad with power and hunger, simply kills the man so that the news may not spread. After learning how the gods saved Theseus, Hyperion gathers information on the boy with the help of Lysander. He discovers that Theseus is a bastard born after his mother was taken advantage by some villagers. This intrigues him. On the other side, when Theseus reaches the Great Wall, he promptly meets with Helios and is then escorted to the head of the council. Theseus informs him that Hyperion now has the Epirus bow, and they must close the gates and get ready for war. However, the council leader doesn't believe him, and he also doubts the existence of the gods, so he rejects Theseus's plea. Suddenly, they receive notification that an envoy has been sent by King Hyperion to discuss terms of peace. The envoy from King Hyperion makes a strange request to talk with Theseus. As they converse, the envoy reveals himself as King Hyperion and invites Theseus to join him. Hyperion is confident that the war will be in his favor and offers Theseus immortality. Theseus declines, stating that deeds, not flesh, are immortal, and goes back inside the wall. It becomes evident that the war is now imminent. The following day, soldiers get ready with their weapons, shields, and armor for an upcoming war outside the gates of the Great Wall. Thousands of Hyperion soldiers are also prepared. Hyperion leads his army to the front and shoots his bow, bringing down the massive gates with a single arrow. Chaos ensues among the Hellenic men as they scramble beyond the wall. Frightened and some discarding their weapons in surrender, the soldiers face chaos. Amidst the turmoil, Theseus ascends the wall to reassure the disrupted soldiers. Delivering a speech to soothe their nerves, he emphasizes that surrendering now would mean giving up not just their lives but also their souls. He then leads the army against the approaching massive force. A massive battle unfolds, claiming the lives of many men. The Hellenics stand their ground, bravely fighting against the heathen army. In the midst of the battle, King Hyperion proudly marches through the gates and ascends to the top of the Great Wall. When he arrives, the leader of the Hellenic Council greets him, hoping to talk things out. However, Hyperion ignores him, walks forward, and kills him by separating his head from his body. Hyperion then points his bow at a mountain and shoots it. Theseus hears the noise and hurries with Stavros to stop the crazy king. Unfortunately, they arrive too late, as Hyperion aims his bow at the cage holding the Titans and shoots it. Theseus wakes up after the explosion and finds his friend Stavros badly hurt. The Titans are out and surrounding him. He tries using the bow to attack one Titan, but the others quickly defeat him. Suddenly, the gods show up from the sky. Zeus uses his hammer to take away the bow from the Titan, and a big battle starts between the gods and the Titans. Theseus confronts Hyperion, and like the gods and Titans, they battle fiercely until one of them falls. The Titans successfully defeat Apollo and Heracles. Poseidon fights bravely, taking down many Titans, but he eventually succumbs to them. Zeus witnesses his daughter Athena being impaled by the Titans and, in a fit of rage, grabs the chains holding Tartarus, hoping to collapse the mountain and trap the Titans inside. After a challenging and intense fight, Theseus finally defeats Hyperion. As he does, the mountain Tartarus collapses, burying them all, except Zeus and Athena. However, Theseus is seemingly taken by the gods. Several years later, it is known that Theseus earned a place among the gods for his exceptional bravery. He is also blessed with a son named Acamas. A massive monument to honor Theseus is built in the village center. Acamas gazes at his father's monument with admiration. Suddenly, an old man, the same one who taught Theseus before, greets Acamas. He informs Acamas that a war in heaven is approaching, and his father will be there. Acamas looks up to the sky and sees thousands of men battling. The war in the heavens has begun. And the movie ends here. Thank you for watching, and I highly recommend watching the entire movie as it is incredibly enjoyable. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to our channel, so you can stay updated and receive notifications whenever we upload new videos.